Moving on to half guard. So I don't know how much half guard we'll see in the footage tonight. Monday was a little slim, but that's all right. There were still some really good rolls, so looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, let's do it. Good to see Matt in action at the open mat. Starting off with Ricky over there. It looks like me and Emre are talking shop. What's up, James? How you doing, buddy? So snap down sprawl from Matt. Barreling into Ricky. Ricky does a good job here getting that bottom knee in. Focusing on getting that first frame. Settling into half guard. And he's winning that underhook battle, which all of you, especially the beginners, really want to focus on this right now. Okay. Oh, all right, cool. Did Tuesday have a good open mat? Are we on OnlyFans? Not yet, but we can be. I'm gonna need your help setting that up, Josh. Need you to create content for us. Ricky looking for the shoulder crunch, all coming out of that underhook battle that he won. So really gonna like beat that horse to death and beyond. Matt kind of see how early he could have established it. So right about here as he goes in, this is where Matt wants to start trying to win that battle. But with that arm just coming up over the top of Ricky's, pretty much giving Ricky an easy path to get to work right there. What's up, John? Good to see you back on the mats yesterday. Sorry I didn't stick around and get some training in with you. My shoulder was not in the best condition yesterday. Still healing up a little bit. So Matt with this heavy crossface. Ricky sees the opportunity to come out the side, but doesn't quite get there. Matt adjusts. Now he's got to be careful with that hand on the shin. He was kind of risking being put into a triangle. He sat through to Kesa. All right, not bad. Ricky can look to get out the back. Looks like that's where he's trying to go. Really good movement from Matt. Got Devin and Daryl joining us. Devin moving forward with kind of just taking the opportunity with Daryl's legs being together, climbing up the body. Does Ricky sit out here, or does Matt go? Okay, looks like Matt's trying to go behind. Okay, don't keep us waiting. Devin doing a great job there. Walking those hands up. Remember, you want to shift your head from one side of their head to the other and kind of straighten your arm out as you do. That's what's really going to get that movement down. Because those fingers alone can't overcome the strength of someone's arm. But you really want to get like your elbow near their elbow. Walk it over. Or you know, walk up, straighten your arm. Walk it up, straighten your arm. Kind of hike it over that way. If it's not working for you. Devin, it looks like it's working for him right now. Right into the Americana. I don't know if there was a tap there and they're just kind of continuing on from mount. But that's good. Devin switching to the Katagatame. Nice. Very nice. Good stuff, man. That was a great showcase of mount techniques from one to the other. So working Americanas. If Daryl turned and tried to defend this, you know, by rolling to his left, Devin has back takes. But that's why you should always really truly go for the Americana if you can. Why not, right? You get it, maybe a wrist lock as well if the knuckles are pinned to the mat. Doesn't work, you just get that elbow over the head and start looking for your arm triangle. like Andrew was kind of doing the same there towards the end on Peters. Peters looking for the cross Ashi entrance. But Andrew in a Katagatame threat. Interesting. Matt finishing out the round in this closed guard. Doing what I normally advise people not to do. And this is, Matt's a white belt, so I can forgive him. But remember, when you're in closed guard, focus on getting out of closed guard. Don't focus on attacking your opponent. Matt's really forward heavy right now. Kind of playing some hand fighting stuff. Not the strategy you want to employ there. Devin and Daryl keeping it rolling. Devin looked like he was trying to work that roll through from bottom half guard. Maybe knee tap double. There he tries to dive on it. Yeah, the problem here is Daryl isn't using a whizzer, right? If Daryl had that heavy overhook pressure, that whizzer pressure, Devin can kind of trap that arm there with the little like chest to chest contact. But with that arm out, Devin would actually have a better choice in shrugging that shoulder forward and taking the back. Because now as he rolls through, Daryl can just base if that arm's not caught. But if Daryl had a whizzer in and it was caught, he doesn't have any base over here. So I love that Devin is trying this. Like he was trying to string together two of the three techniques that Peter showed that night. But you just have to be mindful of how your opponent is addressing it. If they have that whizzer, you can't go to the back. So hit the roll through. If they don't have the whizzer, chances are you're probably not going to hit the roll through. They're going to base out. So either go for the knee tap double or go for the back take. Just something you got to feel out and be mindful of as you're going through the motions. And then if all else is failing, just make sure you're winning the underhook battle. So Daryl kind of using a bicep tie. There we see him swing into that underhook. That's good. He's got side control, far side underhook. Good hip movement from Devin, trying to get that bottom knee in. Daryl kind of blading his body as best he can to prevent it, but solid regard from Devin. Got Ben strapped up, one-armed, ready to go. Taking on Ricky. Ooh, nice snap from Devin. Opting to get up. If Daryl kind of pushes through this, he might be able to get that leg up, but that is tough. Devin's got a pretty closed grip on the upper body, but Daryl gets behind him. Can he get past the guard quickly? Devin reaches up, is able to get back to his knees. Trip or a double ankle sweep from Andrew over here, working from outside Ashi, or an Arimi Ashi rather. Good sweep, putting Mike down. Ricky looking for a tripod, inverting. Okay, getting behind Ben, looking fancy. Getting up to chase him down. Let's look at that again. So he's got that right leg through, inverts, hooks, pulls that left knee through. Had to get that through. And now he's fully behind Ben. He could start to control the waist. I'm sure he wanted to try to pull Ben back. A little hard. Ben's a redwood tree, basically. Yeah, man, try it. Try it. And then all of your training partners have to do it too, and you guys can just even yourselves out. That was funny. Did Ben get past the guard? I think Ricky maybe tried to sweep, but then got his legs out. Okay. Ben runs to north-south. Mike over there on cross Ashi. Looks like he goes heel hook. No, he's attacking the secondary leg. Yeah, gets a straight ankle with the cross side grip. Hey, Josh. Thank you for coming back. I thought you just Irish goodbye'd us. What flavor milkshake did you have tonight for Milkshake Wednesday? Devin chasing down a double leg here on the come up. Oh, single leg. Just riding down a single leg. Your dog. When did you get a dog? Thought you... Is this... Did you just recently get a dog and not tell me? What's up, Coop? Your car needed something. Gotcha. I feel like you're lying to me, man. Gotta get a string for Daryl's pants here. Is this your uncle's Corvette? You're making... All right. Be careful what you type into the internet, Coop, when you're working with high energy stuff. Your cat. So your dog, your car, or your cat. That is cool, Cooper. What are you going to do with it? Jackson getting a takedown over there against Joe. Very nice. Ricky's turned the tide over here. Looks like a little mercy maybe coming up on the end of the round. Emery, when are you getting on the mat? Looks like you're looking for a dance partner now. Oh, you pick Caleb. Check out Helicopter Jackson around. Let's look at that again just because. Really get him turning. Grab both the triceps. Just lean back and spin your opponent around. Don't let his legs touch the ground. That's how you take people down. Speaking of taking people down, keep an eye on this match here. So I know Caleb's been working his Haragosh. Got the 2-on-1 here, little Russian wrist, or Russian tie rather. Oop! Don't want to give Caleb this overhook. If you haven't learned that yet, Emery, you will. Caleb, there's a sacrifice though he really likes from here. You'll see me giving him underhooks too. I tend to slip out, probably because everybody thinks I grease, but I don't. I'm just good. So Caleb with the Osoto Gari. Little outside trip. Big old trip right into case of. That's the great thing about Osoto Gari. When it works, you land past the guard. There you go. That could also help you get past someone's guard. I don't know how to try to take Caleb down. Hey man, well, I mean, look, I'm not saying this to like pick on you. Your takedowns suck right now. You're new, right? Like there is setup and technique and like off balancing you have to work on and all that. And it just takes time, and you're picking the biggest guy in the room. So don't be hard on yourself when you, as a beginner, aren't taking down a 275-pound purple belt, okay? It might be a few years before you get to that. That's a lot of man meat to move. He's also starting to lift now. So we're all, I think I've said it on stream before, we're all in for some bad days if Caleb continues to lift relatively injury-free. Look at Joe attacking the legs on a guy with one arm. Nah, man, he doesn't lift cheeseburgers. He lifts doubles or triples even. Where's Caleb? He should be in here defending himself. I just want to see how Joe... Did he backstep into this? Yes, sir. I bet he did, so... Yeah, Ben kind of sits up. Ben's not going to do much from there with the use of only one arm, so Joe kind of easily backsteps in. Crossing the ankles up. Joe says, yeah, I'm going to use two hands. Let it go. All right, good. Yeah, Emre, also keep in mind, like, there are a lot of places you could focus your energy right now, and while stand-up is definitely one thing to keep improving at, positional escapes and like getting out of pins are the other big thing that you should also focus on. And again, when you're picking on a 275-pound purple belt, you're gonna feel like you suck at that too. So like, keep your progress in perspective. Daryl, let's see, he's working with Peters right now. Again, underhook battle. Mike's gonna win it if Daryl's not cautious about it, right? I think I talked with Daryl about this during advanced class during one of our positional rounds. But notice, he's leaning very heavily forward. He's pressing off the mat with his feet behind him. All the weight's forward. That's not going to give him an opportunity to kind of disengage, pummel the arm back in, and try to win that underhook battle. I guess before I give him too much shit about it, let's just kind of see how this goes. So there, he's got it. Mike with the crossface. Yeah, there's nothing. There's really no good reason to reach back here with your leg. I'd rather see him, to free his leg, he needs to be getting his hips up and trying to leg pummel, not reaching back with your hands and trying to manipulate a leg with, an extended hand. Mike just takes the opportunity to sink in the underhook. And now Mike's going to look to get underneath him or either come out the back. He's posturing up to that elbow, goes for the knee tap double, and lands past the guard. Textbook. Exactly what he taught in class. Hey, man, that's how we do it, Coop. You know that. One day when you're a grown man, instead of a full-grown boy, you'll beat up children, too. Yeah, dude, put Sawyer on. Jackson doing a good job kind of getting out of that. Using his head effectively, not letting me break him down. Trying to cut the angle, but just our ankles are a little too caught up. Joe with the standing heel hook. Problem with that heel hook, if you want to go for it, it could make somebody move, but you don't have any hip control here. So like, you can't really hip in across the knee and dig in with your heels at the hip like you do if you're broken down onto the ground. Like I said, you might get somebody to move, but unless you're like really ripping it and being a jerk, you may not get too many taps with that. And as you guys know, we don't rip heel hooks. It's like Ben was trying to get a heel exposed by rolling through. Not a bad idea, just hard with one arm. Good knee shield with Daryl. Nice. It looked like Mike was giving him a little reminder on that. That's that threading the needle that we talk about, right? Hand on the knee, kick the leg through, and let the hand follow. And there's your underhook. It's like magic. Who'd have thought? There's no hip control to get people to move. Now, you use heel hooks with no hip control because you suck at heel hooks, Ronnie. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I was not looking forward to this round with Andrew. Just definitely coming into this day tired. And Andrew brings the heat, so I sit. So let's see how Devin handles Caleb, and just watch what happens and keep it in mind, Emre. Oh, that's what happens. So again, lot to work on, and these guys are even closer in size. Devin is not 275, but that's a very beautiful Haragoshi from Caleb. Let's look at what he's got here. Thank you, Ronnie. And yeah, you're right. I mean, I feel like that's what I was saying. Like it'll absolutely make somebody move, and maybe even get you a guard pass if they, move too much and suck and can't like get their knee pointed back across you or whatever. What's called? The takedown? That's a Haragoshi or Harigoshi. So Caleb gets an overhook with that left arm. And then he took a page out of John's book here with the tricep grip. John really likes this. He and John were talking about this. I wish John wouldn't tell him this stuff again, because we're all in trouble. But gets that tricep that allows him to really pull over in this direction. Couple that with that underhook really pushing the upper body over. And then now all Caleb has to do with that leg is kind of block. But he sweeps it out and gets this really great turn. Just because I like seeing beautiful takedowns. We'll look at this in regular speed without all my pausing. Very nice. Used it on Caleb last night. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that to Caleb anytime soon. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I have to get his posture broken down pretty significantly and get him moving. Maybe if he's like barreling towards me, I could probably do it. So I'm in cross ashi again, looking for some stuff that I was unable to make work, but I think I've got it figured out now. And I won't even try to explain it until I actually do it on stream. Emre and Joe. Emre looking to be fierce with the collar ties. Joe dragging the bull down by the horns. And Emery's staying low. Oh, the shitty heel hook. Got you. All right, Emre, I like what you're doing here. Trying to bug the legs. Good balance from Joe. Peters, or no, I'm sorry, Devin. Getting caught. Let's see. It's Devin going up the middle into half guard. He's got Caleb flattened out chest to chest. When you get to this position and you're working in half guard, again, one thing I really want you to focus on is the underhook. So if you're, in this case, Devin's right leg is still in half guard, I want to see him trying to get an underhook with his right arm on Caleb's far side. Connecting the hands, you know, S grip or gable grip, whatever, getting your elbows nice and high. Again, trying to isolate their arm a little bit. That's probably the best, like, starting, or shouldn't say starting. That's probably the best position you could put somebody in when you're in top half guard that will facilitate your pass. From there, you're, you know, inches away from the pass versus if we rewind this a little bit, you know, on the knees in half guard, your opponent on one side, maybe propped up on an elbow, maybe not. That you've still got a ways to go to pass. So Devin's in a really great spot here. Caleb makes a very good adjustment using the lockdown, right? This figure four with his shoelaces laced under Devin's leg, gets Devin off balance to the side, is able to create space with that hip push, and then loses the lockdown and attacks this isolated light leg. Goes on, looks like to a knee bar. How do you get on top? That's a great question. Because Caleb, looks like Caleb does a little, that looks very uncomfortable. I'm going to call that some spiny, necky crank stuff. Maybe shoulder. So Caleb just stays down. And Devin goes up the middle for the pass. Got Andrew looking to Sasai me. That was a good sequence. I think I remember this happening. So watch here. Andrew gets the turn going. And then hits me with the Sotogari. And I just barely stepped out of it. Like that was... Then finishes off with the last minute. I think if there was less of a gap between those techniques, I probably would have hit the mat. What does Joseph do? Heavy collar tie, in on the double leg, cuts the angle. Emery almost had the guard, or started to get the guard back with bringing that knee in, but Joe's able to scramble past it. Laying on some nasty shoulder pressure. I know what this feels like. Joe does it very well. Hate every second of it. What did I do? Oh, this was just fortunate. This just comes from me doing foot sweeps as long as I have, is just having good reactions when they're done to me. Andrew really tries to send that one, and I'm able to get out of his way, and he gets down to the mat. Tsubami Geishi, I believe, or something very similar to that technique. Caleb onto the Katagatame. Devin kind of fighting through it, though. I'd like to see this elbow flared out a bit more, Caleb. Just for your own base, right? Like if Devin was, you know, maybe a little bit bigger, closer to your size, explosive in the hips, whatever, he could bridge you in this direction and you don't really have a base there. But if you just widen that elbow out, you give up nothing of the strangle and widen your base. Josh, are you still on? When is your when is that competition you signed up for? Funny. Oh, all right. Damn, you're competing the same day. A few of the people here, not our guys. You're one of our guys. You gonna record it and send me the footage, please? Hope is not a strategy, Joshua. Nice roll from Joe. And this is just kind of because Emery's a little too far forward. I mean, Joe could probably like do this if Emery was even a little further back. Joe's good at this roll. He likes to enter legs from here. But you know, you could see again pushing forward. Emery's weight is over Joe's back. That just gives Joe everything he needs to do that. All right, Caleb and Andrew. Andrew looking maybe to spin the leg. Are they working right now? I don't know. Working through that run the pipe finish with Emre. There we go. They're always more unstable when you make them walk backwards or hop backwards. Dude, I've missed Cole on the stream tremendously. He barely comes into the chat. Definitely doesn't hang out long because he's not on screen, so he doesn't want to hang out. It hurts my feelings. Cole was cleared for light activity and I think tapering upwards over the next like 4 weeks or something like that. So everybody has to peer pressure him, you know, to say mean things to him, shame him into training. I know you guys can do it. I think we do it. That's probably like we're good at jiu-jitsu, but we're even better at negative reinforcement of our training partners' behaviors. Yeah. Quarter taper. Let's see. I'm on Emery's back. How did I get there? Anything fancy? Oh, just a. This is actually good. We could go over this in a. If I end up teaching during half card week, this would be a good one to show. You can do what? You can do what, Cooper? Oh, bully Cole? Yeah. Yes, you can. Oh, he might smack you. He might put you in timeout. Again, half guard technique, top half guard. You want to get to somebody's back? There's a really cool way to do it that I love. Been doing it since I learned it at like blue belt. This is such a great move. Lock up the Kimura on the far side. There you see me set up the Kimura. And then I'm going to use this other leg as a foot wedge just to get my knee free. Actually, I didn't even need to. Emery just kind of like tries to bridge, which is fine. That allows me to get my knee free. I roll to that T Kimura position. See the T? That's a T. And then now as he rolls up towards me, I sneak my leg in, or my knee, under this little bit of space that forms as he rolls up. My knee pops in there, throw my leg over, extend my bottom leg, get my hooks. So the rolling Kimura back take from half guard. The hardest part of that is probably just getting your leg free from the half guard on the roll, but you can do it with a lot of control. And if If you decide that you don't want to go to the back, if you get that leg free, you can attack the Kimura and directly go for a submission. Emery rolls up here. And I think I just take this opportunity to teach him to not stay belly down, especially with hooks. If someone has hooks like this, just roll to a side. You're not gonna escape back control in turtle position when somebody has a body triangle and hooks. It's just not gonna happen. At least not unless you want to do some like funky stuff like reaching down and trying to pull legs out, which I do not advise doing ever. But all right, is getting your knee under them without smashing it into their back. You can easily do it by smashing your knee into their back and making them want it to come in front of them. That's how you do it. Kidding aside, if actually James, that really brings up a good point. If you get here, normally, like, you know, inexperienced opponents will roll this way. Dumbass opponents will just roll the other way, exposing their back and leading to a Kimura, like basically giving you a Kimura. If you really want to defend this, you're going to keep your back flat to the mat, and that's going to be really hard. Like, that's going to be impossible to get your knee underneath them at that point. That's where I would look to do things like roll back over the top. Now with my legs free to start attacking a Kimura, you have to get out from underneath their head though. Like you can't turn towards them if their head is on top of your hips. You have to like scoot your hips this way a little bit and then come up on top. But yeah, the getting the knee underneath them is easy when they react by rolling towards you, lower towards your head. So, but yeah, man, if you smash them in the back, it's fine. All's fair. A little smother. It's 3 times he's trying, and he gets it. Andrew is stubborn on being smothered. So, see, Emery, it's different. With me turtling up here, I'm safe-ish because you don't have hooks in. If you did, I would not be hanging out there. Looks like Ben maybe working. I thought he was working maybe a 5-finger guillotine or something. Mike working with Baker over there. Mike into a double under pass. Joe doing a great job getting the knee back across. Mike cuts the other way. Yeah. And the round ends. All right, we got Emre and Andrew. Emre settling into a half guard. We'll speed through this a little bit. It's going to be a lot of guard play. Joe pulls, goes. I thought he was going to go double Koji. Devin looking to tie up the legs. Good stiff arm from Joe to prevent any forward progress. Damn. Great guard pass. What's up, Ben? Devin does a great job here. So he's just slowly kind of crawling his way up the leg. This was down at the calf a second ago. Coming up to the knee. He's got the legs together. And he's just making his way around as he As he makes his way up Joe's right side, Joe points his knees to the right, so Devin switches to get behind him. Now he's getting up past the knees, like the hands slowly migrating, settling in. Joe just about gets that knee in, and Devin's able to walk the knees away. Bertram would be super proud. Joe with the stiff arm. This could be a little bit of a pain, but will he get the Jordan sweep? He will not. Great pass from Devin. Agreed. Danaher thumbs up. What does Andrew get over there? Maybe smother? Yeah, it looks like smother pressure. Looks like Andrew got there with a little bit of a sweep. Leg entanglement. Smother and the reset. Okay. Big os. Huge os. I'm so glad that that never was a thing at our school. The very first place I trained at ever, back in Florida, the guys would say that, and I just wanted to cringe every time. Just wanted to fold up into a ball. Like, why are they making this sound? What is this? Andrew calling me out again. Sorry, real quick. I don't think much happened. Okay, Joe did escape. Gets back to butterfly. Looks for leg attacks. Gets an outside ashi, but not in a great position. Really flattened out there at the end. Nice. Devin had really good control over that round. 0%. Unless you are 100% Brazilian. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear os. Like imagine being, what's up, Andrew? Imagine being the student who doesn't know that word, right? Doesn't know os, doesn't know why it's said. Andrew breaking the camera almost. Hearing all the people say it, being like, what is this? Why is everybody saying this? And then like imagine the first time you decide to say it and join that group. Like I don't know if I could leave my house. I don't know if I could show my face after that. Andrew says, if I can't Sasai you, I'm just going to send you into the next building. Looking for, I don't know what I was looking for. Maybe a new Geishi, but it's nowhere near close. Devin with the solid ankle pick. My only criticism, you guys could probably already tell what I'm going to say. Just get the hand a little closer to the ground. Doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, it's, we're live. We're going with speed. What he's doing great is bringing the elbow down on the level change. He's not leaving his arm up. He's got Joe's posture totally broken down. Driving through this, like just knee walking all the way through. Really, really great. So what he lacked in the leverage at the end of the ankle, he made up for with excellent forward pressure and a great level change. Looked like Joe was starting to attack a straight arm there, but Devin got free. back at it. Sweep single to a cutback. Honestly, Andrew, I had no idea where you were in all this. Like, pretty sure my eyes were closed, and I was just like praying to get this to the ground. But when I get here, if I know my opponent's in front of me, I'm pulling this way and driving like my head and shoulder this way. That's why you'll see Andrew kind of crack down to his butt there, and then I can start to get to work on the ground. If I can't get behind them on the sweep single, just stays like a low single, kind of a John Smith single, where I'm pulling the ankle across my body. Joseph on a triangle, looks like. Yeah, maybe Devin getting a little too complacent in the open guard. I mean, right there, I'm probably trying to get up. I'm probably just trying to stand. Another good reason to make standing guard breaks automatic. The second your opponent opens their ankles, you're basically out. You don't have to get up from your knees because you're already up. You're really pissing me off with that, Andrew. Kind of just shutting down, at least for a little bit, what I was trying to do. Going on to a side triangle. But I couldn't quite get it to where I wanted. Like, this is not going to be strangly at all. Actually, that wasn't even a side triangle. That was... Was it? Yeah, no, that would have been a side triangle. Because I had the Kimura, yeah. And then this weird position. Just like inverted back mount. Yeah. I was confused, but looking at my leg configuration. Is Joe in... I thought... What is this? How did he have him here? So he takes him over. This kind of reminds me of a bulldog strangle, but it's just a guillotine threat. Just full on, like, on the side. Always get a little nervous when Andrew starts gripping on my elbow from this position. Got 30 seconds left. Yeah, I really want to see Devin getting away from this hanging out in closed guard or even an open guard down on the knees like that. Got to start working that standing stuff. Get out of there so you can start passing and not get swept like that. All right, me and Joe, I think we have a lot of little slap happy fight up here at the beginning. Mike working kind of like an X guard. Andrew looking for a knee bar here to outside Ashi into 50-50. Joe tried to backstep into a triangle here. Problem is, my head is on the outside. So there is no triangle to be had on the backstep. I hope you guys can see why. This is why we shoot head outside, you know, or one of the reasons, I guess. If my head was inside, he has the makings of a triangle. Here, even with that backstep, like, he just kind of gives up position. He could conceivably get to maybe an odd triangle variation. I mean, he's nowhere near close to doing it on this one. But yeah, triangle is not there. Doesn't mean I'm out of trouble yet. Playing really tight here. I don't want him to dig my arm out. So trying to set up for like an over-under pass. As soon as I feel safe, I'll start making moves. Mike crowding into Andrew's leg. Andrew briefly able to crack him down to the butt. What's going on here? I start to get by, but Joe adjusts, digs my leg out, does a good job getting me off balance away from the leg he's attacking, so he's able to extract my leg. I responded with a big reap, trying to get set up on a heel hook. I'm in cross ashi, so he's controlling my head, trying to not let me extend. So I get his heel nice and exposed. I think I don't know, I guess I don't get it here. Mike playing a little bit of that camping game. Putting a lot of pressure across the diagonal of Andrew's left hip and right shoulder. Now settling in when he sees the opportunity. Joe pulls guard. Tries to pull to a triangle, actually. Let's get him in that half guard position. Flattened out, chest to chest. Mike trying to keep his side control secure by going to north-south, blocking the hip so Andrew can't follow. Mike's about as stable in north-south as you're going to get from anybody at our school. Got the rewatch for 40 minutes. Yeah, dude, they were. Small group, but good rounds. Yeah, you go back and watch me throw your son around the room. Oh, looks like Mike got the north-south here. Okay. North-south Katagatame, actually. So, very nice. He's got that arm. He's got Andrew's left arm trapped. And slowly walks that down. Joe kips his way out of my mount. Joe does a great job at keeping me off balance and maneuvering around as he does so. Just has to be careful on the leg entrances that can come out of that. He likes to grab for them, and sometimes, you know, it works out well. But you want to work in such a way that you don't leave it up to chance. And I think that could be a place where he could get back to work. If he's... Joe, if you're watching, I don't know if you're watching, but if you're looking for something to play with, something to work on. I told Emre earlier, before all these rounds, you know, talking about penetration steps, I told him I don't shoot on Caleb typically. I don't shoot on big guys because I don't want to wear their weight when they sprawl on me. So I try to do a lot of foot sweeps. I try to do a lot of things that off-balance them in such a way that doesn't require me getting underneath them. And then you can see me there looking for like over ties. Another foot sweep. Get him walking a bit. But then I notice as he's pulling me, he's kind of leaving a lead leg out there. So I shoot on him. I tree top him, and I trip him backwards. So this is what made me rethink shooting on Caleb this round. Right here, just that pull. He's pulling me down, but he's leaving that leg, that front leg, very open, and he's collar tying me on that same side. So there's nothing stopping my level change to this leg. So he just kind of he does it twice there. He sets it up again. Say, all right, if you're going to give me that leg, I'll take the leg. And I sweep around it. This is really like finally a good example of a sweep single. But my shot and my rotation all the way around, standing back up with it, and then getting the takedown. If you're going to collar tie, like this is something you'll see a lot of wrestlers doing well. Like when they collar tie, they do it with the arm that corresponds to their back leg, just for this reason. And then, you know, this arm often is like down blocking, or, you know, it has like some wrist control or something like that. So it's a minor detail. I'm not going to say don't do this. Just recognize the risk, right? Know what you're getting into with that. I did really enjoy getting that takedown on Caleb, though. What else we got? Emre and Mike. Got Ben and Andrew over there. Or, yeah, it's Ben. Mike winning the underhook battle. Emre getting it back, but Mike using that overhook on the sweep. Keep Caleb down there. This is a really great half guard technique that I don't think too many people use too often. But the near side underhook, right? Like you can see my fingers starting to come through here. When someone's posted up on their elbow, just grabbing that lat, pulling them forward, like kind of pulling them up and forward, gets that elbow off the mat, and you can flatten them back out. So if you're like really close to your opponent like this, kind of chest to chest, maybe they have the underhook like Caleb does right now. If they're posted up on that elbow, just grab it, a shallow underhook there, pull them towards you, and you'll be surprised how easily they are put flat on their back from there. Caleb often anticipates my back step, so it's become more useful now to fake the back step than to actually settle into it. At least sometimes. I mean, just this round alone with Caleb, like the three things I've pointed out so far, I feel like are some of those really fun details that, you know, might be a little too fine for a beginner, but as you stick around and progress and really focus, like those are kind of some of the things that make the sport a little more beautiful after all the pain and shitty training sessions. Mike staying down. Keeping those hooks sticky. Getting Emre over. Caleb gets back to standing. Oh, much to my chagrin. Giving me good pressure, though. Really looking to make use of that underhook and that outside trip. Mike on the arm drag. Ben Emery slips out. A little up and over. That's that. Mike does this so well. He arm drags that far arm. If you can imagine, we'll say for the sake of it, like, well, they're an open guard. Never mind. If Mike can also do this from like, well, he can't do what he's about to do, but from half guard, he loves to attack this arm. And this is one of the things he can do with that if he gets that butterfly hook. Andrew working to a mounted triangle over here. But, well, I guess you're not, because you're not going to get under Ben's left arm. So Ben's just kind of just working, coming out the back there. I get my GIMP session in. My one-arm session. Oh, yeah. Ben, I think, successfully 5-finger guillotined me last time we trained. So I was like, I wonder if I could do it to him. Answer is I can't. Joe looking to shoot on Caleb as well. Doesn't go quite as nicely as he hoped. So let's see this one more time. So, yeah. I mean, Caleb's got his posture broken down here. Level changes. Tries to drive in. Maybe, does he slip there? Does that left foot kind of slip off the mat, maybe? I don't think he wants to be down, but now as he's coming back up, he's hinging at the hips a little too much. His posture's really broken. Caleb's got the head under control. Nice. Very nice. Great reaction from Caleb. Decides to try it again. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, whoops, he's using that. He's so good on those rolls by getting you off balance with it. But Caleb's able to resist, and Joe doesn't get that right leg light enough. Did you have your round with Caleb yet? 319 left. I think. Did you guys have a round earlier? Yeah, I think so. I think you were like one of the first rounds with him. Let me just verify. It won't take long. That is not that one. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you're like the 4th or 5th round. Oops. Not that. We were back here. Been looking to pass my guard, walk in behind my knees. He would be pinning them together, I'm sure, if he could. But instead, walking behind them, keeping them pointed away. Good move. And then he actually transitions. I thought he got into mount, but he's in half guard. With his sit out from turtle. Time right and falling out. Yeah, go back and check it out. I may have missed that that detail. I don't recall mentioning that. I can go back and try to find it after this round if you want. Caleb with the smother. Looks like Caleb shows Joe some mercy. Starts down. Wing sweep against Ben, but he does a great job switching the hips at the end. Still manages to come up onto top position. Done a bunch recently, but distinctly remember Monday. Yeah, let me go back and try to find it. You did it in your round with Caleb? Baker gets to mount. Well, half guard now. Or 3/4 mount. Somewhere in between. Okay. Yeah, let's check it out. Oh, that was an omoplata. Omoplata on bin, which is kind of pointless because I can't prevent him from rolling if I'm not allowed to use my left arm as well. Let's see. Do you remember if it was kind of beginning of the round or... Try to find you in turtle. Oh, wait, are you talking about with his? Ah, that's what you mean. I think. I thought you were in turtle. So you've got an overhook. And you're on an angle. Which isn't the best for his sit out. Right? Because like that, he's pulling you over him if he sits out at that angle. So you set up your overhook and go towards the overhook side. If I was Caleb, I may just try to actually like sit forward into this, like sit to guard into this as opposed to trying to do a sit out. Or I think wrestlers use a dump from here. He always does this from turtle, so if you know it's coming, it's easy to sit to mount. Yeah. Look at you, man. Catching the patterns, baiting his bullshit. I like that, because yeah, you're not wrong. Like this is absolutely like a good move of his. But if you're, this will work for him if you're straight on. Then he can sit out easily. Here, he just like is sitting into you. I like that, man. That's really nice. I am gonna look for that now. I would also put that to practice against Luke if you can, because Luke has killer sit outs. Always has. He'll make anybody move. So if you could time his sit outs, and he likes going to the same side Caleb does, right? Where he elbows into the armpit and goes out the arm side rather than the strangle side. Practice it on him, man. So big Haragosh one more time from Caleb just to finish off the night. Same tricep grip. Emery, did have an underhook or a tight waist grip rather. He's just close. He's close to the hips. If he was Caleb's size, it could be a bit more of a 50-50 spot, but you're not going to catch me hanging out there. Yeah. Luke might be a little quicker with it, like a little bit more explosive through it. But you can guarantee he'll do it on you. Like that's one of his go-tos. Caleb looking for a compression strangle, maybe. Whoop, memory out the back. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Not that I'm not trying to like sound like I'm bragging. I don't have a terribly difficult time keeping Caleb down. I think that's probably because he's often like being cool about the size difference with he and I. So he does what I ask you guys to always do, right? Which is like train to your partner's size. There he is using that sit out. Their size, their experience level. So he's like, I'm bigger than Matt. I'm gonna stay down. Maybe not wrestle up as often as I would with other people. But we do get to this front headlock position. And notice, like, Emery is much more straight on with him than you were as he does this. And it works very effectively. It works as he would want it to work. So really giving Emre something to think about with this arm isolated. So Emre turns up. And Caleb locks on. We did have the gift wrap. What up, Espionage? How you doing, bruh? Whoop. Onto the armbar. Slips it onto the triangle. Maybe. Emery's got his arm out, but it looks like he's kind of putting it back in. Just into close guard now. Oh, dude. At your school or on the footage? Because, yeah, this was the smallest Monday we've had in quite some time. This is the last round anyway, so everybody always peters out. But I think at max we had like 4 groups going in the open mat. It was not a lot at all. I don't know. Maybe, you know, spring is in full effect. People are out doing things other than getting sweaty and breathing the recycled air of their training partners. Nice armbar from Caleb. Lovely. Emery says, cool. 30 seconds. Let's do this. Stands up, gets to a leg up the middle, and engages the hand fight. I mean, you're not going to catch me arguing. I'm in full agreement. So is Emery. Emery always brings the heat, especially against Caleb. Cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Did I lose something here? No, we're good. Espionage. Thank you for tuning in right at the end. Always good to hear from you, man. Everybody else, thank you for watching. Follow, subscribe at YouTube, all that good stuff. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you. Good training. Thank you for being one of the few to stick around that day. And yeah, May 10th, competition. Either get ready or help your training partners get ready or come out and watch them. I'll keep my announcements super short and sweet tonight. Hope you guys get some good training this week. Go trim your nails and do your laundry. And do not be stinky. And we'll see you back on the mats. Take it easy, guys.